Though the era of the Nintendo Wii is long gone, there is a huge space for remembering many of the great games that were released for it. The Nintendo Wii was a revolutionary console, especially for playing locally with friends. Between the many Mario spin-off games that were great for parties and the Wii Sports series, there was an endless amount of fun to be had playing on one console with friends, and that means there are many beloved games from that era worth remembering. From franchises that are still running to wonderful but forgotten one-off games. Welcome to Game Rant, everyone. I'm Bilal, and here's our ranking of the best local co-op and split-screen Nintendo Wii games. Starting off with Carnival Games. One of the best party games for split-screen was Carnival Games, which let players enjoy a variety of 25 different minigames based on different Carnival games. These short but sweet minigames made for a lot of fun, and players were prompted to try and get high scores in each of them. Battling against friends competitively in a variety of short-form games made for one of the more memorable party games for the Nintendo Wii. Carnival Games may never win any awards or even get a sequel, but there is thankfully a re-release on the Nintendo Switch, just waiting for a new generation of players to try out. Next up, Mario Party 8. The Mario Party franchise has always provided one of the best, and sometimes most dividing, video game party experiences available, and Mario Party 8 was a solid entry in the franchise, providing players with some great upgrades to previous entries, as well as using the capabilities of the Wii in some great minigames. This was one that many Wii lovers will remember. Next up with a classic, Wii Sports. One of the great original games that helped showcase the design and capabilities of the Nintendo Wii, this game came with the console in many cases and provided players with an almost futuristic feeling at the time of being able to play several different sports with a huge range of motion involved, all from the comfort of their own home. Wii Sports was an ingenious yet simple idea, and it became a massively successful one. It provided families with a game that they could all try out. Next up, The House of the Dead Overkill. A fun, if ridiculous game, The House of the Dead Overkill harkened back to the classic arcade games in the franchise by allowing the Nintendo Wii remote to act as a makeshift gun. In true arcade-style format, players had to work as a pair in a local co-op to defeat all the zombies and other horrific creatures that appeared in each level, moving around in rail shooter style. House of the Dead Overkill featured an amazingly fun style, including plenty of blood and brutal moments and some crazy creatures, as well as lots of fun collectibles and an absolutely bonkers narrative that kept players heavily entertained throughout, making for the perfect party game. At number 6, GoldenEye 007. The remake of the original GoldenEye 007 had mixed reviews from fans and critics, but managed to make for one of the best cooperative shooter experiences that players ever found on the Nintendo Wii. It was a truly great split-screen experience and one of the best arena shooters ever made. The Wii controller didn't often work well for shooter games, particularly for FPS ones, but some ports to the console by a variety of games in these genres managed to find success, and this was especially true for GoldenEye. At number 5, Mario Kart Wii. A game that massively launched the idea of the Mario Kart franchise and helped showcase the capabilities of the Wii, Mario Kart Wii was definitely the biggest name in the history of the console for local split-screen gaming, providing a simple format with the fun optional wheel controls that let players race around different tracks and engage in battles with their friends together. Up to 4 players could be on the same console for races, Grand Prix series, and team battles that also included AI racers and provided one of the most simple but extremely fun racing games in history, helping launch the popularity of the Nintendo Wii to even greater heights. At 4th, WarioWare Smooth Moves. One of the most fun series of party games released by Nintendo has to be the WarioWare franchise. This game features Wario finding an artifact called the Form Baton and using it to wreak havoc while various stories are told about other characters around Diamond City. The minigames throughout are the focus more than the story, allowing players to share a single Wii remote among up to 12 players to play different games. Smooth Moves remains the only major Wario game that was released for the Wii, but it is easily a classic of the platform. At 3rd, Kirby's Epic Yarn. Considered by many to be one of the most adorable games ever made, Kirby's Epic Yarn is an absolutely charming game filled with bright colors and happy gameplay. The entire campaign can be completed in local co-op by 2 players working together as they traverse a yarn-filled world. As a game this friendly, the one downside of Kirby's Epic Yarn is how easy it is. But even so, it is still so much fun to revisit and play that few players could manage to hate it. Despite the lack of challenge, fans have made sure this game hasn't been forgotten, enough so that it got a re-release later for the Nintendo 3DS. At Silver, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. There have been a number of great Mario games over the years that have given the franchise and various Nintendo consoles a great name for cooperative and versus play in local and online play. New Super Mario Bros. Wii provided a traditional 2D platform experience that up to 4 players could take part in. Not only this, but the sheer runtime and variety in levels provided by New Super Mario Bros. Wii made for one of the best cooperative Mario games of all time. While some players struggled with the platforming controls a Wii Remote could provide, the game managed to garner a lot of support and made for one of the last truly great 2D Mario games. And to no one's surprise at number 1, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. A franchise that has gone on to become one of the biggest in the world, Super Smash Bros. Was already a huge deal by the time Brawl was released. The third entry had a lot of expectations surrounding it after Super Smash Bros. Melee became the highest-selling GameCube game of all time. However, through an improved and sizable roster of playable characters and a great local co-op system, Brawl went on to become another major fighting game hit for Nintendo. Despite containing the capability for online multiplayer battles, Brawl remained a major name for Nintendo Wii party gamers. Engaging in battles on the sofa locally, or tackling the subspace emissary with a friend was a much beloved aspect, making the bar sky high for future entries. And that's our ranking of the best local co-op and split-screen Nintendo Wii games. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.